What's up, everybody? Welcome back to The Pulse. Today, we're diving into the realm of financial empowerment as we explore creative ways to save money. From budgeting hacks to smart shopping tips, we'll be covering a range of approaches to make saving money not just a chore, but an empowering and rewarding endeavor. So, whether you're a seasoned penny pincher, a recent budgeting enthusiast, or someone who's just starting to explore the world of financial fitness, let's get ready for an episode brimming with actionable advice, budget-friendly strategies, and financial well-being. Let's start saving and building a brighter, more financially secure future together, right here on The Pulse. We're going to do things from like budgeting hacks to smart shopping tips, covering a range of approaches to make saving money not just a chore, but an empowering and rewarding endeavor. So that's kind of what we're going for here. So, the first tip is to create a comprehensive budget. So, to do this, you want to begin by tracking your expenses and income. This allows you to see exactly where your money is being allocated. You can use this information to establish a budget that designates your income to essential expenses, savings, and discretionary spending. By sticking to this budget, you'll maintain control over your overall finances. Creating a budget helps you manage your money better. It helps you avoid overspending, save for the things you want, and handle emergencies and reduce stress. It's sort of like having a roadmap for your own financial journey, and you're in total control. So if you are a love of control like I am, setting up a budget for yourself can actually be a pretty rewarding endeavor. Number two, automate your savings routine. Most banks have apps that are associated with your account, and you can arrange for automatic transfers right there in the app from your checking account to savings on a monthly basis, or to set a reminder for whenever you get paid. This process ensures consistent savings without needing your constant attention. By prioritizing saving, you fortify financial safety effortlessly. Like it's really easy. You don't even have to think about it. Your bank's doing all the work for you. Put them to work. You're paying them anyway to run these accounts for you. Put them to work and make them help you out. Tip number three, trim excess expenses. To trim excess expenses, you want to scrutinize everything. So scrutinize your spending, evaluate things like subscriptions and cancel those ones that aren't being utilized. If you have an Audible subscription and you're not listening to the audiobooks, cancel that for a little bit. Right? It doesn't have to be forever, but save yourself a few dollars and see what that does to your budget.
Also, you can get audiobooks through libraries and it's so much easier. And it's because audiobooks are so expensive and you really don't need to buy the books most of the time. And especially if
That's a
you
really
need
good point.
like a subscription. I feel like, okay, maybe you want to have your favorite book or something and like the audiobook just available all the time, then like that kind of makes sense. But especially with audiobooks, I feel like it makes the most sense to like there's a lot of apps for libraries, like Libby is one of them, where there's actually like a really big catalog of ebooks and audiobooks just on the app, and it's pretty easy just to get audiobooks that way. I've been listening to a lot more of them because really like I didn't for a long time, so I was like, oh no, like audiobooks are so expensive, but they're actually not if you just don't pay for them. You just get them through the library.
Another easy way to save money is to reduce dining out. Um, Explore cost-effective alternatives for everyday purchases, like getting your coffee out. Stop getting your coffee out every single day. If it's still a habit you're doing, stop doing that and have a look at what you're spending. By cutting out excess spending, you're saving money, avoiding debt, reaching your goals faster, and living within your means. Adopting really smart shopping habits by taking advantage of sales, using coupons and discount codes, and comparing pricing to purchases really gives you an advantage over your financial status. Opt for generic over name brands. You can get the reduced cost brand and you're still getting a quality product.
I would add to a tip for that would be to keep an eye out for, especially for grocery shopping, like stores that match the prices of their competitors,
Yes.
which Save on Foods does that. And my dad just realized that there's an app that like shows all of the deals in the area or whatever, and then he can like Save On will match those deals, so he doesn't actually have to go to Superstore or whatever when actually Save On is what's closest to us. And so he can just like tell the cashier like about that at the cash register, and he can save like last time I think he saved maybe $17 in the one grocery shop. Um,
Wow.
and that really adds up over time. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Do you guys tend to shop with a list when you go shopping, or you just shop or whatever?
My parents do the grocery shopping.
If I grocery shop, it's with a list. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, generally that's also because I don't go grocery shopping a lot, so it's like if I am, it's for pretty specific things. But I do usually use a list, and
Yeah.
yeah, because I get stressed about forgetting things, and I don't want to do that.
I mean, there was that one time where I was living in like I lived in like Jasper for a little bit. I was like working as a housekeeper there, so like we like there's all of us like lived together, and so like I would go shopping for myself, and like I would have a list. So yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and if you stick to your list, you stick to your budget, right?
Mhm.
It's pretty basic. But another tip that I have for that, and specifically for groceries, is stop at the dollar store first. Hit Dollarama, hit Dollar Tree, wherever you go, hit the dollar store first and see what kind of groceries you can get there and knock those off your list, because you're going to save so much money. You can get things from soda to bread to, a variety of different grocery items at the dollar store too. Tip number 5, minimize utility costs. So this is if you're on your own or you're paying your own utility bills, lower those bills by managing your energy consumption. So turn off lights and electronics when you're not using them. Embrace energy efficient appliances and bulbs and things like that. Adjust your thermostat. Wear a sweater if you're cold instead of turning the heat up. And just think about these simple measures that can culminate in a substantial savings over time, especially if you start really paying attention to it and monitoring your budget, like I mentioned in point 1. Point number 6, embrace home cooking. So this is something that a lot of people are doing, which is amazing. And it's why you see so many things like meal prep websites that want to teach people how to cook with simple ingredients or to cook with fancy ingredients, but to do it for a budget. It's really important for people to learn how to do that, and a lot of people are prioritizing that. So getting familiar with preparing meals at home to avoid the expenses that come with dining out and creating a meal plan will help you streamline meal preparation and reduce overall cost. It's going to save you time and money. This culinary self-sufficiency, if you will, not only fosters financial prudence, but also promotes healthier eating habits. You can develop your cooking skills and learn to create healthy, budget-friendly meals that keep you happy and healthy. Impulse purchases. So another tip I have is to exercise restraint with that. It can be really difficult when faced with the temptation of impulse buying, like things at the cash register that are on sale. Prior to making a purchase, think about whether it's a necessity or merely a spur of the moment indulgence. So if it's something like a bigger purchase, give yourself a 24-hour waiting period. By doing that, you can deter that impulse spending and reinforce your own sort of fiscal discipline. So a good rule of thumb is that if you aren't sure if you want to purchase something, don't. Give it time and think about it. If you aren't sure, don't do it. I mean, I think that's a general good rule for a lot of things. If you're not sure, don't do it. But definitely when it comes to spending money. Number 8, leverage cashback and rewards programs. So a big one for Canadians is Shoppers and Optimum points, because you can use those in so many different stores. Your Optimum card, you can use so many places. If you capitalize on those cashback and rewards programs, you can even go to like credit cards and other retailers, and they have oftentimes a lot of points programs. Making sure that you're paying your credit card balances on time can also help you stay where you need to stay and not incur things like interest charges. When you sign up for rewards programs, you can earn cash back or points for your purchases. So you can find yourself paying yourself sort of down the line. If you, as you're earning points and you're giving yourself a dollar value, the next time you need to go to that store, if you have enough money saved up, you could cover your purchase. You also have access to exclusive deals and sales with these kinds of programs. And they help you save for things like travel and entertainment, or even pay for your entire grocery bill. So there's a lot of different rewards programs and cashback programs that you can look into, and it's always important to make sure that you ask people in your network, have you heard of this program before you sign up for something and give your email and all that kind of thing. You want to make sure that it's a reputable program. Number 9, embrace DIY endeavors. So undertake do-it-yourself projects for home repairs and maintenance tasks instead of paying people to do them for you. Leveraging the wealth of tutorials and resources available online to acquire new skills and knowledge really increases self-sufficiency, and not only reduces expenses, but fosters a sense of accomplishment and empowerment. If you can learn how to fix something on your own, that feels so good. It feels so much better than having to pay someone else to do it for you. And number 10, something that's really not always easy to do, but really important to try, is to anticipate major expenditures. So anticipating major expenses such as vacations or home repairs by saving for them in advance is great, but also having a dedicated savings account for specific goals to mitigate financial strain when certain things arise, like surprises, like got in a car accident and it was my fault. My insurance company isn't going to pay for that. Now I'm on the hook, that kind of thing. Or vet bills. If you haven't accounted for that kind of thing, you may have a sudden vet bill that you weren't prepared for. By planning ahead, you get to experience financial preparedness and minimize the impact of unexpected expenses. So by integrating these financial practices into your daily routines, you foster a commitment to saving money and fortifying your financial future.
I think a lot of people don't know, like a lot of people in Canada don't know that they're eligible for a disability tax credit or an RDSP. Well, you would get an RDSP if you're eligible for the disability tax credit. I'm going through that process right now, and my dad is too. And that's like definitely something to get on top of if like you don't know about it. That's basically kind of what my dad is making me do. He's like, you're going to miss out on so much money if you don't like start putting things into it now. And I'm like, all right.
Yeah, amazing. And that's such a good point. And it's a federal program. It's for all Canadians. It's such a good point. I'm so glad you brought that up.
I'd say that, because there's like some, like this goes into like the budgeting, that there's some things like your rent that's like not negotiable, like you have to pay that much money for that. But then there's like things like your phone bill or your internet bill that you might be able to like negotiate down to like a cheaper price.
I mean, also, I know with like, cable, if you try to cancel it, they'll like offer you a better deal to try to get you to stay with them.
Yeah.
But
yeah. Just call them, tell them you're not happy.
Yeah.
I mean, like you can try. And then that, so you had your fixed expenses, you had your like more like negotiable expenses, and then you have like your things like the entertainment, like your Netflix subscriptions and stuff like that you're like, well, you can like cut down those first and then see if the negotiable ones could be down lower and stuff. For the ones that are like the fixed expenses that you wouldn't be able to negotiate them down, like know like when you actually have to pay for those, like what day of the month. And then also ones where like, I guess like car payment, if there's any like, if you could just pay like a minimum for those.
That does it for this week's episode of The Pulse. Join us next week when we talk about autism representation in the media. As always, if you have questions or ideas to discuss, or if you'd like to be a guest on the show, send an email to voa@pacificautismfamily.com. We look forward to more of your great questions. Thanks for listening. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We'll see you next time.